This woman, I have respect for. I do. I really do. But this you're witnessing the dilemma of being woman, even if she appears to be respectful in the first interview, whatever the fuck. This is the dilemma of being woman. She's in love with him, and she loves the fact that she loves that he don't love her. No draft. No. Yo, it was funny too, because I told you my girl, we was watching YouTube, and that's when Kratos, he threw up on me for the first time, right? But while I was explaining to her, you know, it was his boot camp shit. And they showed the women's side of it. Man, that shit was fucking pathetic, dude. Like, the push-ups they was doing, like, them bitches weren't even doing push-ups. They was doing fucking head-ups. They was, like, on their head, and they was going, like, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, yo, these bitches ain't even doing... They supposed to protect our country. These bitches can't even do a full push-up, bro. Like, for real. What you think? An invader gonna come in and and see that shit, be like, oh, I better not fuck with them. These bitches, they talking about, like, you know, men, they talking about some 1, 2. Bitches are talking about some 1, 2, 3. I'm like, yo, for real? Don't put that shit on TV. That's giving motherfuckers a reason to come fuck us up now, because they know bitches in there they know they in there protecting us. Yo, don't put that shit on YouTube. That's the worst thing to put that shit out on. You need to edit that out. just show them standing up. They was trying to do, oh my god, and the pull-ups, dude, because the Marines, you gotta do pull-ups, and bitches can't do pull-ups, so they just make them just hold the bar for like 9 seconds, because they can't do that, you know, that action, because they upper body strength just sucks. If this is what is just a reality. Like I said, on average, I'm sure there's women out there who can annihilate me in push-ups. I'm sure of it. But hey, we look at the Marines. That's where it's gonna count. All right, these motherfuckers gonna protect our country, and you got bitches up there talking about some 1, 2. This ain't no blowjob. What you do? Give an invader a deep throat? Some 1, 2, 3. Hey, yo, edit that shit out, fam. Don't put that on YouTube where everybody can watch that. Just edit that shit where bitches standing up, screaming. Maybe run a little bit, because they be running pathetic too. Don't y'all love to like watch like the WNBA, like how pathetic that shit is? Like for real. Go watch the WNBA, right? And how fucking like just how much of a joke that shit. Like, don't you like it's just funny to watch women run, right? Because they do like 10,000 steps and only move like 4 feet. They be run up the court like this. They be like. And literally just made it that far. Like, yo, man, get the fuck out of here. And they be tired by the time they hit half court. They be like, whoo, time out. They need a substitution. I need a substitution. I need to sit down. Hey, yo, man, you can't be doing that. They be taking about 10,000 steps and only made about 10 feet. Like, and then they got the whole jersey moving and shit. Like, it's just all in the way because they trying to dribble. And a ball half the size of the NBA ball and shit. And they still got problems with it. They still got to shoot like. That's just pathetic. That shit's just pathetic. That's just it's a joke. So I was gonna do a video. I've been meaning to do it real quick, man. I've been meaning to do a video about this NBA player. There's this female NBA player. I think she was like the best 3-point shooter or something like that in WNBA. And she was at the time, she was an active professional WNBA player, and she played 1-on-1 against this washed up fat this washed up fat dude who played college basketball like 15 years ago, right? He was fat, he was sweating, he was barely, and he beat her. And the thing was, to be fair, it was close. But when you watch, you be like, no, like the only reason that shit was close because he was playing around with her ass for real. Like he was joking with the bitch type of shit. Like if that motherfucker, even though he was washed up and fat, the motherfucker averaged like 0.8 points a game. Like this is one of them motherfuckers, right? He was lucky to get off the bench. You know what I'm saying? When his team was up by 40 type of shit, he was one of them, right? And he beat her, but he was just playing with her. Now to be fair, it was close. But if homie had gone like full male testosterone college basketball player on an active WNBA player, he would have annihilated that bitch. Like it wouldn't even been close. But he was playing with her ass. Motherfuckers out there playing in Timbs and shit. Tell us holding the ball up behind him. Tell us. And she still had trouble. It's just, man, it's just the reality of it. You know what I'm saying? But then we evil for talking about it. The 1%er. And on the back end, I will be real about it, man. There's some women out there who are amazing, dude. They do exist, but you're gonna have a hard time finding them. For real, you're gonna have a hard time finding them. But they exist. They exist. They really do. I've stumbled across some in my lifetime, in my short lifetime. But you gonna have a hard time finding them. Hard time. Catch up on these comments. What's up, Javi? I never realized that women fall like children. Yeah, have you ever noticed like when women fall? Like it's almost like their body just shuts down, and it's like and they just freeze, like how children, like when children fall, like if you ever seen like children fall, it's like their bodies just shut down and lock up. That's how women fall. Like there's no like trying to like fix it on the way down. Like it just like it's like Ralph. Y'all remember when on The Simpsons when Ralph got tossed through that window and his body was frozen and he just fell like a fucking bowling pin. That's how like when women fall, like it's just like they all hit the same pose. It's like their hands go like this, like down at their waist, and they just turn to a bowling pin. Until it's over, like let me just let me survive this fall, girl. I'm done. It's like they don't even try to fix it. You know what I'm saying? Man, we'll fuck around and catch that shit like a cat. We be like, woof. You know what I'm saying? But bitches, they just go, dong. But yeah, they do, man. I still remember this one time I was living in Dayton, man. I was living on Riverview. And I think I showed y'all a picture of it a while back where I was living at. And this dude I guess he got mad at his girlfriend and kicked her out of his car, right? And she was like hanging outside trying to get back in the car. And some kind of way, like her shirt got like kind of caught or ripped and her tits came out and she fell like trying to get back in the car. And she did that Ralph Wiggum, that Ralph Wiggum fall where his whole body froze. I still remember that. I remember that like it was yesterday. Because I just happened to look out the window and I seen that shit like out my window coming up the street. And she hit that Ralph Wiggum fall with her tits hanging out. And then of course after they fall, realize they're right. Then they back like bitches. Then they back up talking shit like they run something until some more heavy shit happened and they shut the fuck up again. Yo, what's up, Jen? So let me go with this video because it's 9:40.
Here. You look like your home looks nice. You look clean. Look, everything looks good. Hey, girl.
Thank you, gorgeous. Thank you so much. Everybody's driving me crazy every time you go live. And I tried to come on, and I said, maybe.
Why are they driving you crazy? Why they want you on my show so bad?
With social media, I guess they feel that I can possibly be found by someone.
Okay. Are you a social media? Are you a social media person?
Yeah.
What do you do on social media?
I'm here in Utah on a radio station.
Oh, okay.
It's crazy because I've been in the industry for 30 years, but I'm actually nervous right now.
You're nervous. All right, well, let's get into it. What's your name, baby?
Onyx. My name is Onyx.
Onyx? Okay. Oh, maybe it's not. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was trying to slow down the comments. It went really fast. All right. Onyx, where are you calling us from?
I'm in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Salt Lake City, Utah. You have any kids?
I do. I have adopted kids and fostered kids, so I don't like to leave them out. But when you say you have like 8
That's
kids, they're
cool.
like, right.
That's cool. I can
But I
admire
have
that.
I have 3 adopted children, some foster children, and biologically I have 4
4
of my own.
How old are your? I know you have all kids, right? So again, not excluding anybody out, but let's just start. How old are your biological kids?
I have 13-year-old twin boys, a 21-year-old daughter. She's in the military deployed right now, and a 19-year-old son.
Oh, how old are you?
I'm 42.
42. You look great. Have you ever been married?
I have been married. All my kids are by the same person. I'm an ex-wife, not a baby mama. No shade.
Ooh, okay.
But I don't like being, I'm not a baby mama.
How many years were you guys married for?
We were married for 12, put together about 15 years.
I'll say slow mo chat. I try, guys. I'll figure it out later. They're telling me to slow down the comments in the YouTube chat. I will try to figure out later. I thought I did it, but I guess I didn't. So I got y'all next show. All right, I'm sorry. Tell me one more time. You said you was married for how many years?
We were married 12 years, together 15.
Why did you guys get divorced?
I mean, he was a truck driver that, I'm gonna have my own accountability. I work a lot, and my goal was to be retired at the age I am now. So I just worked a lot, and he was a truck driver, gone often, and he was very intimidated by my industry. From the studio, late nights working with talent. He wanted me to stay at home. So he found women on the road that needed him in ways. It just didn't work out, I guess.
Okay, it didn't work out. All right, so let's continue. This is Onyx, Salt Lake City, Utah. 3 adopted kids, 4 biological kids. So 7 kids total.
Yeah.
Are they all in your house still? Well, 21 and 19 are gone. How old are the adopted kids?
I have a 31-year-old I adopted when I was young. She was like a step cousin that I took in. And then my 26-year-old and another, how old is he, 24. Everyone's out of the house except the boys, the twins.
Oh, okay, so everybody's grown.
Yeah, except my 13-year-old boys.
Except the 13, so just 13-year-old boys live with you. And what do you do again for a living, Onyx?
I do several things. I would say my greatest breadwinner right now would be my PPE business. So we provide medical equipment and personal protection equipment for the government, for military.
Okay. All right, PPP, so PPE.
Yeah, personal protection, COVID machines. Well, they kill COVID. So we have machines that I normally have them somewhere in here, but they kill COVID.
They kill COVID. All right, let's do it. So, and when's your birthday or zodiac sign? You said you're
I'm an Aries. My birthday is April 8th.
Okay, she's an Aries. All right, let's get to it. This is Onyx, Salt Lake City, Utah. 42 is an Aries. She has her own PPE business. 7 children, 4 biological, 3 adopted. She was once married. All right, Onyx, what kind of man you looking for, girl?
I'm looking to be found. I just want a good man that's a manly man, not not afraid of me or intimidated by me. I like to be, I wouldn't say put in my place, but I don't like a man to cower. I understand.
Have men told you that they were intimidated by you?
Quite often.
Okay, quite often. So did they give you the reasons why they're intimidated?
I would probably say financially intimidating, but I'm not a woman. I've learned that in certain tax brackets, we're not going to find men that make what I make. And so I let them know, look, just have your own. Don't come to my house. Don't leave mama house, come into mama house, because you can't drive my car. You're not going to move into my house. Have your own house. Have your own car.
Yeah.
But have a career.
That's the hard part. Because ultimately, now I'll give her credit. I'm relatively impressed by her. I'm impressed by her. But see, the hard part, she seems like she at least has some decency in her to go out and adopt some kids. To even go that route. No, don't get me. Okay. I have family members who adopted kids, so I do know somewhat of what goes on. Like they're gonna get a check from all that, but that check isn't enough for her to buy a house. If this is where she really lives, she can't afford that place just off adopting kids. because you ain't gonna make that much money off of it. You gonna make enough money to barely scrape by. But ultimately, I mean, she seems well spoken. I don't see. Okay, but okay. It sounds like at this point, I'm gonna let it play out. But it sounds like her problem is gonna be like what. This is the woman dilemma. This is the dilemma of being a woman. The higher she makes it, she's really gonna want a man who's gonna be higher than her. But at least she's come to accept it. Like, look, the men. Okay, let's just give her the benefit out. Let's say this is just by how the background looks in this house. Any man who can afford a house like that is not going to be looking at her. All right, let's just be real. This is because by the time a man can afford a house, let's I could tell by them table legs and that chair in the right corner if it's a quality chair, and just the build of that background. If a man can afford that on his own, she's gonna have a hard time finding a man who can afford that or better, because by the time he can afford that or better, he's going to get a younger, prettier woman than her. Let's just be fucking real about it. And I'm not trying to dog her out, because if anything, I'm impressed by her, right? But this is the dilemma of being a woman. The dilemma of being a woman is she really wants a man who's going to be better than her, but at least she can accept it. But in accepting it, she's never going to truly respect a man who was like who will put her in her place, unless he's just like that whole thoroughbred thug type of dude, unless he's like on that level, and then he will be driving her car and he will be eating all her food type of shit. But any guy in between that, she's not going to respect him. She'll try, because she's trying to fit that whole, social status of having somebody and shit. But her as a woman is not going to be happy. And it sounds like it sounds like she's faced the dilemma of being a woman. See, it's all fun and games when they're 23 and have tight tits. But when they get older, see, that's when all that shit, for one reason or another, it just falls apart, dude. It falls apart.
And just be confident. That's it. It's very simple.
Do you want to give a ballpark or how much you make?
I make over 6 figures a month.
Yeah.
Over 6 figures a month.
Okay, she's making over 6 figures a month. By the time a man is making over 6 figures a month, he can afford to fly to Prague, go to Show Park, and fuck prettier hookers than hers who's going to have a better attitude and be a much less maintenance than her. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm... She sounds respectable. She's well spoken. She's not combative. She seems like she's genuinely there, and existing. She's not on this, like, if anything, she sounds more better to be around than the one on the left. But by the time a man's making that much money, he's just going to do better than her. And it hurt me to say that, because I have respect for her, but he's just going to do better than her, point blank. You're witnessing this woman. This woman, I have respect for. I do. I really do. But you're witnessing the dilemma of being a woman, even if she appears to be respectful in the first interview, whatever the fuck. This is the dilemma of being a woman. But yeah. So where I left off with this woman is this is the dilemma of being a woman. When she's 19 and don't have shit, it can work a whole lot easier, because every man is going to be better than her in those ages. But the older she gets and the more accomplished she gets, she's going to want more. But her whole value was in being a young woman. And again, I got respect for her at this point. I do. I really do.
Okay.
And so I would expect a man to at least make 6 figures a year.
Okay, well, I guess that's a fair requirement.
Let's rewind that.
Over 6 figures a month. Okay.
And so I would expect a man to at least make 6 figures a year.
She's gonna want a man to make by the time a man is making 6 figures at all, she ain't gonna make that cut. Not seriously, she's not. That's not your reality. Now, when she was 19, 20, but between 18 to 29, she could require that and possibly find somebody. But she makes 6 figures a month. She's looking for somebody to make 6 figures a year. By the time a man is making 6, look, sweetheart, I have respect for you. I do. You went off and adopted kids. You did something. It sounded like you at least finagled something in your life to become something. But by the time a man is making that much, by the time he's making, I say 50 to 60,000 a year, he has enough money to go out and just buy a woman who looks better than you, who's younger than you at that point. So $100,000 a year. By the time he's making 6 figures per year, oh, yeah, you're going to have a hard time. The second you throw an attitude, there is a struggling college student, a struggling female college student who's willing to do anything to get her rent paid. And you're going to be sitting up in your six figure a month house alone. But I need something better. Again, this is the dilemma of being a woman. Everybody in this chat knows some community college or some shit where bitches are, streetwalkers, whatever the fuck, brothels. We all know somebody, where we can go find bitches who would do something for $50, $60 real quick. Especially $50, $60. We all, like, everybody knows some streetwalker, hooker somewhere, right? Everybody knows that. But women in this mental delusion. This is sad because I got respect for her. I do. What's this? Chan says she better. Yeah, if she gets I say her best bet is going to be an elderly man, but she thinks she's too good for an elderly man. But her best bet would get with like a relatively speaking elderly man, relatively speaking. But she thinks she's too good for him.
I make over 6 figures a month.
Over 6 figures a month. Okay.
And so I would expect a man to at least make 6 figures a year.
That ain't gonna happen.
Okay, well, I guess that's a fair requirement.
No.
You make
I
over
think
6
it's
figures.
fair.
That's why she on
Oftentimes,
YouTube.
like I said, when they're intimidated by me, it's because
That's why she on YouTube looking for a man. That's why she's on YouTube looking for a man. She done exhausted Tinder. She done exhausted Bumble. She's paid for what's the shit Match. She's done all that shit. Now she's on YouTube. Like, look, baby, can anybody come? She's exhausted all of it. This is, like I say all the time, success destroys women. It destroys them. The only difference between her and this woman to the right? The only difference between this woman and this woman is that at least she looks a little younger. She's a little skinnier and all that, so she might get a little bit over a little more. But what was that, 17? Yeah. But now she didn't age and now she got all these. No. And like I said, and see, women hate when you explain, because women cannot handle being second place women can't really handle being known as being in second place, right? So put it into perspective, with her having 4 children on her own and admirably adopting like 4 others, right? And she's looking for a man like this, how would she feel if somebody came to her and for real, how would she truly think of, let's say, a 500 series BMW that was a rental car in fucking Inglewood and they wanted to sell it to her for retail price? Something that had been used in, spit on, pissed on, puked on, all this, and they trying to sell it for retail price. She would go, yeah, I don't want that. I want something new. Well, that's you. You done been ran through, you done been married, been ran through, you done been given birth 4 times, adopted 4 of the kids. You got all these attached issues, attached people who may not like the new. If a man comes in, well, guess what? Now your boy in the military may not like that man, and now he might get violent against him. We don't know. And you think a man who has any sense of being comfortable on his own is going to walk in there into that shit? With an older woman, it ain't about the money. With an older woman with all this negative baggage attached to her. Why? For what reason? Again, see, how to put it in perspective to women is to say, okay, imagine if I sold you a Lamborghini from fucking 1998 that was a rental car used at college campuses, and I'm gonna sell it to you for retail price in 2022. You'd be like, the girl be like, oh no, I want that. Ooh, that's trash. Yeah, I don't want that. Well, that's what she is. All right, that's what she is. She's that Diablo that was used as fucking, that motherfuckers pop wheelies in and all that shit, burn up the clutch, all that shit. That clutch has been burned up for the last 15 years, barely shift from first to second. You know what I'm saying? Ain't had an oil change, but got a new paint job on it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you Lamborghini, cause you know what I'm saying? But you beat down Lamborghini. You know what I'm saying? So you got to go and just like Lamborghini sellers have a hard time selling a beat up Lamborghini in the hills, right? They have a hard time selling that beat down Lamborghini, that have been hot rodded in the middle of Devil's Canyon and shit. They got a hard time selling that motherfucker. It's hard. Lamborghini sellers got a hard time selling that motherfucker that have been hot rodded in the middle of the desert on the hottest day of the desert every year for the last 15 years. And now you trying to sell it for retail price? Ain't nobody gonna buy that motherfucker. But guess what? That Lamborghini, they think it's too good to go out in the hood where motherfuckers will look up to it. It's too good for that. So they end up in this limbo. I'm too good for you, but I'm not good enough for you. So it's like this, they get stuck in that shit, man. It's fucking pathetic. Engine rebuilt, yeah.
Intimidated by me, it's because of income. I'm not shallow, but let's be realistic.
Yeah.
And I'm actually really outgoing. I'm really quiet right now. So I don't know why I'm so nervous, but I'm really outgoing and goofy. I'm a very fun person. So I want somebody that has a personality, because I like to pull pranks and do all kinds of things. So I want someone that has a personality. And that's just
I'm asking this question early. Do you want to get married again?
I love being married.
So you said you wanted to have his own house, his own everything. He can't move in with you. So what would happen in that dynamic? Are you moving out of your house, moving into his house? Like,
we would probably do something together, find some middle ground, probably a prenuptial agreement. It depends when we get there. Let's get there.
You're not gonna get there.
Okay, but as in meeting him, he has to already have his own house and everything.
Yeah, just have your own. It doesn't have to be a mansion, but have your own. I don't want you to have 100 pair of Jordans and you live in an apartment. It just doesn't make sense to me.
So just to be clear, because I had a woman up here before that was financially stable, and she said not even you couldn't have an apartment to deal with her. So do you think, could he have an apartment, or he has to live in a house?
No, I want someone who's, I'm 40, I'm 42. So I want someone who's financially literate enough to own a condo. Can you own a condo? Just have your own.
By the time a man is in this ballpark, he's going to do better than you. He's going to, as a woman, by the time a man has reached this ballpark, he's not, okay. By the time a man has reached his ballpark, he's not looking at a 42-year-old woman with 8 kids. Okay, and women go. So to put it in perspective, okay, both of these women. To put it in perspective, by the time this woman is in this position, she's not looking to buy a 30-year-old Lamborghini that's been driven and pounded and ran through in the middle of the desert and in the middle of summer every year for the last 30 years. That's not it. I mean, it still might look nice if you give it a paint job, but under the hood's going to be fucked up. You see what I'm saying? That's not a smart investment. And every now and then you might find a guy who goes, I can fix that up. You know what I'm saying? I don't even care though. I can fix that up. You might find a guy here or there for whatever reason who may need it. But here's the reality that I always mentioned before. Even if she does find this man, deep down, She knows that reality. And she knows that she's going to self-sabotage that relationship because she knows she's not worth that. She's not worth what she thinks she is. Because if she was so great and so amazing and all this, and she's got nice tits and all this, and she's so great and she's funny and all this, blah 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 blah. If she's so great, why is she on fucking YouTube looking for a fucking man? If she's so great, because deep down she knows it, and she's desperate. And the only reason it's probably gone this far is because one of her girlfriends, like her, probably found a man. So now and left her alone because women will leave their female friends in a heartbeat for a man. Don't ever mistake that shit. This is sad because I got respect. I got respect for her for what she did in her life in her past. But again, with women, success destroys them. It destroys them. Once they get that taste of success, they have to keep going higher and higher and higher. It's that gold-digging prostitute mentality. They can't help it. They're never going to respect that by the time... Okay, if she were to find a man who makes 6 figures a year while she supposedly makes 6 figures a month, right? Let's say... Okay, correction. Let me go deeper in that because I know how women will word things. By the time she's taking home 6 figures per month, taking home, it's in her bank account. She can use it whenever she wants to. Let's say she's in that ballpark. She's making $100,000 a year. That's literally in her. $100,000 a month. That's in her bank account that she can go to the bank and take out whenever she wants to go use it, and it's actually her cash, right? And it's not a loan or anything like that. It's her cash. She can do that with, right? By the time she's in that mode, her as a woman and the typical woman, prostitute, gold digger, they can't help it. It's just what they are. She wants somebody higher than her. And she's never going to be happy for a man who makes 6 figures a year. She will never be happy with him. Never. Unless he's like a purebred thug who just doesn't give a fuck. And she might make a little leeway for him, but even that won't last long. It's woman's success destroys women, dude. It destroys them.